Hi guys, welcome back to another Matchbox Garage video. I'm Rob and today I shall be attempting to take this Corgi Ford Capri from shabby to shiny. Now this one, well, it's a bit of a, I guess you could say a double really, because one, it's a commission from our friends Dan and Ellie, but also there's an unboxing at the end of this video, so please stick around to the end and you'll see lots of future videos. But this casting was one of them. Dan had actually sent me a message on my Facebook page and said, Rob, I've found this casting and would you do the honours to do a commission for me? My dad used to have one. It was in gold with a black vinyl roof, and of course I said yes, no problem. So in the note at the end with the unboxing, you'll hear a little bit about that. But yeah, this one really it kicked my butt. I think that's probably the best wording to say with this one. It took quite a while, as you could probably see in the last couple of videos. A bit of a gap in between, a bit of a break needed, I think. But anyway, let's get on with it. As I always mention, please do lubricate not only when you tap the holes, but certainly when you drill as well. As you can see, I actually did snap the 4mm, no, it was the 1.6mm drill bit that I use. But yeah, down in the description below, my Amazon links to see what I actually do use. But yeah, so this is the casting in question. Actually fell off just there, the tow hook, but that's going to remain off. But yeah, Corgi, made in Great Britain, Ford Capri. This is a 3 litre S. The one that Dan's father had was actually a 2.3 litre, I understand. But this is the closest casting that we could come up with. But it's a beautiful car. In fact, the Ford Capri, growing up myself, throughout the 80s and the 90s, I never appreciated the Ford Capri. Well, I think it's only now as a mature adult that I can finally appreciate the style and the design, and unfortunately now it's way out of my price league. But I think they're quite tail happy, the Capri, and it's probably, if you squint, maybe looks like a Mustang. But the interior there in a bright orange, that'll be changed today. The interior on Dan's father's car was black. But just taking this casting apart, quite a lot of detail in this one, and yeah, a lot of individual parts. But a couple of got a front bumper there, rear bumper, chromed out on this one originally, but we'll be painting them black today to suit the real car. Got engine pieces here with a dash connected, and these will get a bit of treatment later on. Wheels in position here. I'll just gently try and remove those without taking out too much of the metal, and then bash that back together so that we can reuse it without any issue. A lot of this casting has got over painting on, not only the kind of the main casting, but underneath the wheels, and as you can see, this window section too. And thankfully there's no cracks in this window section. Of course, the overpaint there could have been hiding something, but yeah, we got away with it today. Now the hinges for the bonnet and the rear hatch we'll leave in position for painting today. But of course I do need to remove that rear window. I'll grab my 4mm drill bit and I'll remove the flange. It's kind of, I guess you could say it's a double. Again, it's holding on from the underside, the window section in the rear hatch, but it's also holding on the spoiler. not wanting to take off too much metal so that it pops together nicely later on. You know, I'm just taking off a little bit at a time, give it a little try, see if I can pop it out. If not, take a little bit more off. Ultimately, I can't put that metal back. But yeah, there's the spoiler there. It's a metal piece, it's a casting piece. And I did actually message to Dan. I said, do you want to keep the tow hook and the spoiler? Because I'm not sure whether they were on Dan's father's original car, but he said, yeah, lose the tow hook, but keep the spoiler. I'm glad he said it. The tow hook on this car is rather ghastly. But yeah, trying to somewhat clean up as I go. I'm pulling out the kind of paint remover here. This is the Green Stuff World paint remover. I find it does a real good job on the plastics here. My original intention, and I think I mentioned it in the unboxing at the end of the video, was to use the brake fluid, but I've not yet used that method. I believe brake fluid is pretty good for this. I think you know, as I had this to hand, I thought I'll try this first, see what it's like. Otherwise I'll get the brake fluid out. But as you can see, it is starting to come off, and we're getting there. I have probably an hour of time just in this windscreen here, just taking off a little bit of paint, and then rubbing it down with some 1200 grit sandpaper, and then buffing it up with the plastic polish, and then giving it a little dunk in the Pledge Revive It floor polish solution. But yeah, come out pretty good, I think you'll agree. Not perfect, but pretty good. And we'll leave that to dry at one side. Into the foot-long hot dog jar. This will be the last time you see this jar. I do have a replacement, but yeah, it was shortly after this that it blew out, which you'll see in the last video. But like I say, I did start this one a few weeks ago now, but I did mention at the beginning of this video, it did kick my butt, this one. But yeah, the caustic soda there doing its job for the first time. And as it's a large casting with quite a volume of water, we'll treat ourselves to 2 tablespoons today. And I'll even clean up my tablespoon there. But yeah, you can see quite a reaction going on. The overpaint coming off first, and then the original yellow thereafter. Oh. After the water had somewhat cooled off, I dumped in the couple of overpainted or chromed painted pieces there. And like I say, these will actually stay in black today. I do paint them, but they will be in black. You've got the little spoiler piece here, if my camera will focus. Not all the chrome has come off this engine bay. but that'll be painted up later. Now this was body colour before. I'm going to polish up that base. And then yeah, so we don't have 100% paint removal today, which is a bit of a shame, but certainly in the early to mid 90s, probably around a 93.4%. And using my Dremel, we'll give you a little sample of the bonnet here being polished up. And there we have the bonnet section there, and I shall make it look like that all over. And then we go to the primer now. We're using the Brejo black primer, and this will be the first time that it goes into primer. It's quite a large and heavy casting, so normally I use the forceps on just one of the areas and hold it for painting, but yeah, it required two on this casting. Of course, it's pretty tricky with the bonnet and the hatch there opening and moving around, making sure to kind of cover all the little nooks and crannies, but also making sure there's enough dry time in between the, you know, either the bonnet coming down or, you know, just so that nothing, of course, sticks together. But being that this is a primer, I thought, well, I'll see how it goes, see what I can get away with. You know, rub down a couple of areas where needed, where some parts are touching perhaps. And now we're all dry. We'll move on to the paint. Dan's father's car was a gold colour. I had a look on Google Images and we kind of had a look at a couple of different golds, and I felt this one was a very close resemblance. Now you'll see that I have obviously painted that a couple of times with the gold, and I've also laid on some clear, and for whatever reason I was getting some bubbles in the clear. The primer, the colour all went perfect, but whenever I put on the clear I had some bubbles appear. I painted this car no less than 6 times, and that's from start to finish. That's full strip down with caustic soda, undercoat, paint and clear. I used 2 different types of undercoat, 2 different types of colour and 3 different types of clear, all resulting in the same, but eventually I got it. And it'd been a couple of weeks, and I'd kind of just in my own little time attacking these little pieces here, obviously painting them in black, couple little chrome details, so a bit of a fast forward, but yeah, after repainting this 6 times, I think you'll appreciate that if it wasn't for Dan and Ellie, I would have dropped this car straight through the window. But I'm glad that now that it's finally looking as good as it is. The hard work and the multiple painting sessions and times and effort has finally paid off. It's still not 100% perfect, and I hope Dan can forgive me for around 97%. But anyway, there was a little reminder of what she looked like. So this is the result. I think you could just about see the blue in the Ford badge there, but yeah, otherwise black bumpers. We've got some chrome in those headlights, a little bit of amber in those front indicators there. Coming around the side, the original chrome kind of caps on these wheels have been painted in silver. But yeah, the gold on the side there. I have put on a very light coat of clear. Any heavier, like all the previous other ones, were just coming up with the same result. I don't understand why. But yeah, some nice detail in those rear lights, and that a black number plate. Could have gone with a yellow, but you know, I'm guessing this was probably just towards the end of the black plates. But yeah, the black vinyl top there. Finally a clear kind of window section with black interior. But yeah, I really like this one. Dan, I hope you like it, mate. But yeah, massive thanks again to my amazing patrons. And I hope you like this one, guys. Please stick around now for the unboxing, and I'll see you all soon. Hi guys, welcome back to another Matchbox Garage unboxing video, where today come home from work and I've just put the knife through it, but looking at this handwriting, I know this is going to be from Dan and Ellie. So we have been speaking via the Facebook Messenger, so I knew something was going to be coming in, so I've been looking forward to this one. But let's have a little look. We do have a note. Okay, so hi Rob, here's the package as promised, with the Austin Healey Le Mans and a Lesney Land Rover with original roof rack partly attached. I've mentioned before the Land Rovers are always missing that luggage on the top, but yeah, it looks like we've got one. And he mentioned about the Austin Healey Le Mans. Looks such a cool little car, so we'll look forward to opening that one. And I've done Juan's box while watching. So he's basically built this box up whilst watching the Beetle build off, and I'm currently taking in your Corvette video. Yeah, that was one I've done recently, so that was pretty cool. I also explained how life has got very busy since helping a friend on a farm. I'd love to work on a farm, and again, apologies for the delay. Certainly no need for apologies, mate. You have sent me so many boxes now. I appreciate every single one. But from your last unboxing, there was a Matchbox Silver Spider that piqued your interest. best. Indeed it did. And I've been planning a resto one myself, so that'd be cool. I know I've seen some of your own collection. I think your collection is certainly massive compared to mine, and yeah, I think you've got quite a few bits, and I know you're working on some restorations and customs, so I'm looking forward to seeing what you come up with as well. But I've been planning on a resto for myself and have one stripped, so enclose that, and the Capri we spoke about on Facebook Messenger. So yeah, we're gonna have a look at a Capri and see if we can get this one actually restored today. Hope some of these will come in handy before I go through the next lot, and as always, keep well and God bless Dan and Ellie. So thanks a lot, Dan. Let's have a little look, see what we got. Looks like Ellie's recently had herself a new pair of Skechers. Very comfortable, I know. But let's pull everything out, and then we can go through this. Oh wow, look at this one. That's a big one. So it looks like we have quite a nice little mixture of stuff in here today. Right. Where do we start? Let's start at the front. So here we have the Peugeot 205 Turbo, the little 16, and actually that's not in bad condition. Just move my light a bit. I've got a few of these, and they're sometimes missing this whole back section, but yeah, normally very beaten up. And I think there's a couple of different decal choices for these castings. I'm assuming an older one and a newer version, and I need to have a look really to see what I've got and to see what I need for my collection. But actually, that's not in bad condition. Look at this one. This is a Corgi BMW M1. I like the wheels on that. Look at that. So what's that? It's got a straight 6 in there. Unfortunately we've got a crack in the windscreen. That's a real shame. But it looks like the child that has owned this before had a little bit of modification. Some squiggly lines, but number 77 being their favourite. But yeah, if I can find a replacement windscreen, that'd be a nice little restoration. So we've got a modern, claims to, well, it's stamped up as 2006, but it's a Austin minivan from 1965. Lovely. Here we have a number 43. It's a pony trailer. We're missing the rear door and the pony inside. So this is indeed the Land Rover Safari, and that is in what's the window? I think there's a little crack in the back there, which is a shame. Another crack on this side, but actually that's in kind of perfect condition to restore, really. And of course we do have, and it doesn't come off as easy as I'd assumed. Oh, there we go. So yeah, it does. You know, you can see why these perhaps get lost, but that, I think if I've got another window kind of piece for that, that'll be perfect for restoration. A couple of little race cars, look. Both of these Corgi Junior Formula 1. Got a Weetabix version there. Do you guys in America have Weetabix? That'd be interesting to learn. Got a couple of Ferraris here. One in better condition than the other. Both Ferrari Testarossas, and surely one of the best Ferraris ever made. You know, that kind of, what was it? Was it 80s or late? Yeah, middle to 1986, I think, around that kind of era. Wonderful. Look at this great big thing. This weighs a ton. Oh wow. That's really cool. So you lift it up, flaps down. I wonder what should have been in the back. Oh, it's got one this side as well. Looks like there's I think it's taken a bit of a bash at the end there, look. And so it's a bit on the tight side. Probably just needs to come back a little bit there, but I'm guessing that there should be something else on here and perhaps something inside. So a bit of research. We've got a sticker there missing on the front, but you've got all that lovely engine detail, and that is very cool. So here we have, what's that, Osram lamps, the school bus. So Corgi Bedford. That's a recent casting, that one. This is the Lotus, so Lotus Elite from Corgi, and for the guys that have been around for some time, I did one of these and gave it away for I think there was an anniversary or I can't remember how many subscribers, but possibly 15,000 or 20,000 subscribers. I think I gave away one of these, which I repainted in blue. Oh, this is nice. That's got some weight to it as well. It's a Mercedes-Benz 207D by Corgi, and it has the rear doors. This is the kind of thing that the doors would be missing. BMX service, but oh wait a minute, no, don't tell me that. Slides. And apologies if you can hear my children in the background. There seems to be playing and having a bit of fun. Can't work this out. I want to. Let me just get my finger in there. Oh, there you go. Wow. So that really is a sliding door. That is really cool. I really like that. I need to come up with something to maybe some nice big decal on the side, Matchbox Garage or something like that. I do need to figure out the what do you call it? You know, the printing game. So this is the Siva Spider, of course. There you go. So it's been nicely stripped already, and the parts of it are in there. So that'll be quite cool to do, I think. Putting a little restoration together for that little lot. I shall put that somewhere else so I don't lose it. Oh well, look at these. Oh look. So these are some favourites. I'll get to them in a moment. We have here, oh, this is a McDonald's giveaway car. Look at all those subwoofers in the back there. And yeah, quite the funky looking car, that one. This one is the Mod Rod. Now I do have a couple of these, and I think they come with different decals, like different cats on the front. But quite strange to see this with red wheels. The ones that I do have, I'm sure, are with, you know, your standard black wheels. So I'll have to find out what that is all about. But otherwise, yeah, that's very cool. Oh, look at this, a beautiful Mustang. This is a Matchbox. It's of a GT CS 1968. One of my favourite cars, the late 60s Mustangs. This is the Austin Healey Le Mans Sprite. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Stickers, you know, still relatively in place. The window section there in good condition, and yeah, I'm not too sure. Do we keep that as it is? Do we customize it? Do we try and restore it? Is there a little break there? No, there's not. But that is wonderful. That one of my favourite castings, the Mercedes 300 SE, and looks like there's some scratches, but otherwise in good condition. That can be polished out. Is that a scratch or is that a crack? Not too sure. I think that might be a crack in that rear, which is a shame, but otherwise wonderful. I can't even remember now, but I believe this is the same as the very first casting that I've ever done that's on his channel. I'm looking around. If it's not this, it's, you know, it's one of these old Mercedes. I can't even remember now. It was so long ago and so many videos, over 300 videos ago. And this is wonderful, this. The Capri. Ford Capri 3.0S. Made in Great Britain. Of course it should be in yellow, but it's been over painted in silver. Lovely bit of detail in the back there with the kind of parcel shelf. Most of these I'm sure would have been holes cut in to fit speakers. Unfortunately we've got a lot of paint on this one, and over that window section will be interesting to see whether I can get it off. One technique I've been meaning to use, which is the brake fluid. So perhaps this will be the right time to do that. I'll have to do a little bit of research though first. What I don't want to do is put that in brake fluid for it to melt, and then, you know, we're screwed. We can't use it. It's a wonderful casting to waste. Yeah, I like that. Very cool. And then last, but certainly not least, wow, I was not expecting this. So this is the Mercedes-Benz 190E 2.3. Look at that. That's a real shame. We're missing a seat, but I'm sure I could probably borrow a seat from another casting. Isn't that lovely? It kind of doesn't really need restoration, but if I can try and source some wheels to fit this size, you know, like the Cosworth style wheels, that's a lovely casting. That nice solid bit of weight to it. Which reminds me, bringing this Capri back. Right, so the Capri we have spoke about on Facebook Messenger. Now it's been a little while, but if I remember rightly, Dan wants me to, now I'm just trying to think, I believe Dan wants me to restore stroke customize this to resemble a car that his dad used to own. And I think it was, I can't remember where he showed me a picture, but I think it may be gold with a vinyl roof. So I'm going to have to refer back to that conversation and well, get cracking on this Capri. This unboxing will be, I'm sure, at the end of this kind of Resto Plus stroke little light custom, change up the colours, and I hope it turns out well, and most importantly I hope that Dan likes it. But Dan and Ellie, thank you very much again for about the 10th time I think now with these unboxings. I do very much appreciate it, and well, let's get stripping on this one. Cheers guys.